recording. Sharing my screen అంటే we
Yeah,
started
okay.
putting the file, but unfortunately, uh, it did not run that right on that day. Something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when we imported the file and when we tried to look into the file, one day there. So did you remember అండి by any chance ఎక్కడ దాకా అయిందో గుర్తుందా మీకు? ఫైల్ ఇంపోర్ట్ అయితే
యా
చేసాం.
రోజు ఫైల్ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేయగలిగాం కానీ మళ్ళీ
బట్ మనం
అది
ట్రిగర్ చేస్తుంటే ఫెయిల్ అవుతూ వచ్చినట్టుంది.
యా ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ
ఓకే, సో we will see that mapping now. Importing a flat file, we went under desktop. Joiner transformation mundare. We are yet to complete joiner, right? So flat file is company.dat and we kept it under C drive, some source. We have given this one C drive archive flat files. Okay, we created the session and we triggered the session. What just happened was on that day, when I tried to execute the job, it got failed. The reason it was unable to load it into the target table. So the credentials were wrong. Just that, the credentials were wrong. It's all simple, similar thing. So when I just,
యా
now when I just loaded it, what was the file name? Give me a minute. TGT_prod cell అనుకుంటా. ఓకే, కంపెనీ
ఓకే
TGT prod cell కదండి. ఓకే,
యా యా
TGT prod cell or somewhere. Wait a minute. I am not sure. We are given the source file type. We are just fetching from the source is my flat file and I'm just entering into TGT_company. Sorry, TGT_company. Okay. Now the company.dat file. What is the data that is available in the company.dat file, which is in a flat file format? It should load into the table. It was a simple extraction and loading technique. Okay. So let's see that what it did actually in this. The data రాలేదు. company.dat ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది మనకి C drive Oracle లో మనకి there is a company.dat file. Okay, if you observe this file, I'm going to send it to India. Either it is a TXT format only. Notepad, just open with edit with Notepad clusters or edit with Notepad. You'll be able to see the company.dat, which consists of company ID, company name, address 1, address 2, city, state, postal code. And if you remember, we have imported using import from file option. Hello? Not with, not with the database option. Import from file option, we have just
ఫైల్ ఆప్షన్ యా
right? If you remember, not with the database option. And what we have given now, what we had given actually there, instead of what happened, tabs lock and So make sure that you have turned on all the services.
Mm-hmm.
Services.mmc, services.msc, go to services. Informatica, I think it's started. Other than Informatica, what are all the services we need to start and Oracle services.
Oracle, yeah.
All Oracle services need to be started, which are all actually able to start. Okay, this was started. This is the manual service. Oracle services, if your backend is Oracle, please start all the Oracle services. Make sure that they're all in, started state.
సో ఇన్ఫర్మేటికా యూజ్ చేసి మనం డీబీఏలో కూడా చేయొచ్చు కదండి ఇదంతా?
ఏంటండి కొంచెం
ఓన్లీ
గట్టిగా
ఆర్‌కే
చెప్పండి.
ఇన్ఫర్మేటికా నుంచి డీబీఏలో కూడా చేయొచ్చా? ఓన్లీ ఆరకిల్ మాత్రమే సపోర్ట్ చేస్తదా? నాకు గుర్తు రావట్లేదు.
ఇన్ఫర్మాటికా మీరు సిక్వెల్ సర్వర్ కూడా చేస్తుంది.
చేస్తది కదా! ఓకే. ఓకే.
బట్ ఎక్కువ కంపాటబుల్ వచ్చేసి ఆర్కిల్ అన్నమాట. ఎందుకంటే
ఆర్కిల్.
సూట్ లా వస్తుంది వాళ్ళకి.
ఓకే.
మళ్ళీ సిక్వెల్ కి మీరు సెపరేట్ లైసెన్స్ ప్రొక్యూర్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది.
హుహుహు.
Services Rama. Let's see after some time and we will relearn that. So instead of what is that, instead of giving it as a instead of giving the relational server name, we are giving the file path where exactly the file is stored.
ఓకే.
Let me type in and I think copy paste లో ఎక్కడో తేడా వస్తున్నట్టుంది. Ideally అవ్వాలి. Administrator.
దీనికి లైసెన్స్ అట్లా ఉంటుందా అండి? లైసెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండదా? ఇన్ఫర్మేటికాకి లైసెన్స్ కూడా ఉంటుందా?
Yeah, it is a license చూడండి. Informatica itself is a company కదా. కాకపోతే ఇప్పుడు మీకు కొన్ని ట్రయల్ వర్షన్ దొరుకుతుంది. ఓకే, విత్ ఆర్కిల్ ఓన్లీ. సో ఆర్కిల్ ఐడి. సో యూ విల్ గెట్ ద ట్రయల్ వర్షన్. యూ బెటర్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ దాట్ అండి.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
Now go to repository, be connected. Tools, go to what? Mapping designer. We already did this mapping. What was this mapping and the source to file? Company flat file to DAD. It was a pretty straightforward load, right? If you see the screen, company ID to company ID, name, state, postal code, nothing I'm doing, but only the problem is the source is a flat file. Then how did I do when I'm dealing it at the flat file? Go to tools, source analyzer, go to sources, import from file. Instead of import from database, we used import from file. And wherever is the path that it is mentioned, actually C drive, blah, blah, blah. I have just went there and selected this file because where that file is kept. Okay.
Okay.
That was the only change we did. And you remember if it is a delimited file or a fixed width file or a tab space file, it is a delimited file with a fixed tab space. Then we have just divided and start import from which row? Import field names from the first row. Then it starts importing from the second row itself. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is how it will come. That's the delimiters or tab space. Okay. Informatica provides provision to create any columns here also, but we are not going anything. And I must enter for this field. That's how I just imported. Okay, when you have created the mapping, what is this mapping name, Andy? Go to tools, mapping designer, import from flat file. And next is what? You will have to go and create a session. Don't worry, we are going to do the joiner transformation also, which we will be discussing. So here I have created a session, flat to table conversion. Okay. So you know how to create a session. Go to task, create task, and enter the session. Just give the session name and associate the mapping. Okay. I think this is what
Yeah.
it on the previous class. Go to property.
Yeah.
Here itself, we need to change the log file directory. This is the important property that we need to change. Okay. For the flat
Okay.
For the flat file under session log file directory, if you see, I think I have just underlined it also. Here, source file directory, we need to change. Session log directory is fine. I'm sorry. Go to mapping reader source file directory, we need to change. Go to mapping, SG company. This is a file reader. Okay. Now where exactly? Source file directory, we have given this one. What is the source file name? Ensure that the source file exists over there. Okay. You have done that. Now workflow designer. And remember the target mapping. Go to target. Target is a relational reader. RKIL. Target load type is normal. By default, it will be bulk. We need to change it to normal. Okay. Now go to workflow designer. Go to workflows or create a workflow. WF underscore session to table. Sorry, file to table. Created the workflow. What is this session? We have file to table conversion. File to table conversion. Just refresh this session Sunday. Flat table to conversion, flat to table conversion. Now, ask leave task. Control S. Valid. Now trigger the workflow. Start workflow. Okay. It got succeeded. Earlier, there were no records. Select start from TCT company. Now, how many records will be loaded? 4 records will be loaded.
4 records. Yeah.
At 4 or 3. What are all there in company?
I think 3, right? 3 records. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay. The record number will not be loaded. So whenever you are doing, flat file to table conversions, right? So source, if source is file format, flat to table conversion, flat file to table. So how do you check the count check? Count check, you can check it with the WC-L. Okay, that is the Unix command. We will discuss it later. So when you are checking that, the word count, then you will get how many you will get with the dat file 4, because it will consider the header file also, header record also, this also. So it will simply check the line count. Okay, the header also. So flat file table will give 4. When you are checking over here at the table, select count of star, how much it will give? It will give only 3. Because it will not consider the header, right?
Yeah, because we unchecked it.
Right. So that is the catch over here. So if the flat file is header, it is expected that the count will be, the count of the target table will be -1. If the flat file is header file. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to, when you are doing the count check, you don't have to mark it as a defect. Okay. if the flat file is having a header file. So when you are doing it, counting that flat file number of records in the flat file WC-L, suppose there are 5,000 it has given, and when you are doing count star in the target table, it has given 4,999, meaning that is a matching. That is not an error. Suppose if the flat file
Okay.
doesn't have any header, right? In such case, both the counts match. Clear, Andy?
Okay. Yeah.
Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay, that is what I just wanted to emphasize. If it's a flat file, if it is a header file, then the count would be less than one record. Okay, if it is non-header file, then the counts will match. Both count and data should match between source and target. But however, this is the catch. Okay, I'm just making a note also here. If the source file has a header, the source count would be plus one of target count. Okay,
Okay.
I hope I'm making sense. Okay, Andy?
Yeah. Andy.
Now let's go with the joiner transformation. What do we mean by a join? Clear on this one, Andy? Or any doubts?
Yeah. Clear. And that is all clear.
Importing the flat file, right? Now, what is a joiner transformation? We know what do we mean by joins? We are actually trying to join two or more tables. So an example, we have written a lot of joins like, employee and department table, where we joined employee table plus department table. We are pulling some of the fields from employee table and some of the required data from the what we call department table and applying the conditions, right? Applying the
Okay.
conditions
Yeah.
like, filtering criteria and all that, applying the conditions on this table. So what are the
Yeah.
different ports for joiner? All input output, or M denotes master port. And what is that? It specifies the join condition. Okay. So this we will see while doing that. We can join either two tables from the same database, meaning if the source is only RKIL and both the tables are from the RKIL only, then we do call it as a homogeneous join. Okay. We can join forwarded like two tables from the same database, or we can join flat files of different types, which is known as heterogeneous, or we can join a flat file of same type, join two flat files of same type, meaning when we are joining two sources, if one of the sources is a file and another is also a file, we call it as a homogeneous join. Okay. And one of the file is, one of the source is a table and another is also a table. When the tables that you are joining, there are two tables. One is from RKIL or one is from same, any relationship table or SQL Server also, then we do call it as a homogeneous join. And if there are two files of different types, like, .dat and .txt and all, we do call it as a heterogeneous, different types. And if it is a table and if it is a file, then we do call it as a heterogeneous join.
So different file types means what is it? Flat file of same type and all different.
I can barely hear you, Andy. Can you please speak a bit louder?
No. Join two flat files of different type అని ఉంది కదా, అంటే అది ఒకటి సీక్వెల్ ఫైల్ టైప్ ఇంకొకటి వేరే ఫైల్ ఆరకిల్ ఫైల్ టైప్ అట్లనా?
కాదు. అవి ఫైల్ కాదు కదా, అవి టేబుల్స్ కదా. సో ఒకటి .dat ఫైల్, ఒకటి .txt ఫైల్, ఎక్స్టెన్షన్స్ డిఫరెంట్ వస్తుంటాయి. ఒకటి XLS ఫైల్, ఒకటి .dat ఫైల్ అనుకోండి. ఒకటి ఎక్సెల్ ఫైల్, .dat. ఓకే.
టూ ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్స్ ఆఫ్ సేమ్ టైప్ అయితే హోమోజీనియస్, హెట్రోజీనియస్. Join two tables from different databases. Okay, Oracle, okay, heterogeneous. Okay, two tables from different databases కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్
Oracle and Sybase or Oracle SQL Server అయితే హెటరోజీనియస్ అంటాం అన్నమాట. ఓకే.
ఒక్కసారి పైకి వెళ్తారా?
డేటాబేస్ నుంచి అయితే హోమోజీనియస్ అంటాం.
Homogeneous. Okay.
Okay. And if it is a file and if it is a database, then also we do call it as a heterogeneous.
Okay. One file and one database అయితే heterogeneous. Okay.
So today we will see how to join.
So file means file means same as what we imported just before,
Right,
right?
right, that we will do.
That is the
Okay,
file.
files
Okay.
are same as what we imported. We will see with the salaries.txt. I think when we company.dat, no, the salaries.txt పంపించాలి. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
File over here, salaries.txt, which is having employee ID. Meaning all the employee details are getting maintained in SRC employee table, right? So let's start from
Okay.
SRC employee table. All the details are getting maintained, but the salary is
Mm-hmm.
not being maintained in a file so far because they wanted to keep it confidential or whatever it is purpose and all. So they are maintaining it in a, say some XYZ organization is maintaining it in a notepad. Okay. So, but what is the
Okay.
joining condition over there? The common key employee ID and then salary only. The salaries.txt they are maintaining. Clear?
Okay.
The
Yeah.
employee
Okay.
ID is the common key. Employee ID 86437. The salary is 4,000 USD. Wherever the 4,000 is mentioned over here, no. We have only that, instead of what we call,
Mm-hmm.
instead of maintaining it in a tabular format, maybe like, they will realize that it is a confidential one or something like that. They do not want to rely on that. Or initially, if there were few employees, then they started maintaining it. Okay. This
Okay.
together, what I wanted to do as part of this exercise, we will do again, there are types of joins, as you know, normal. I mean, here what we are calling it as, the types of joiners or joiners and all. This is the nomenclature. We are not mentioning anywhere. Homogeneous and heterogeneous kind of conceptual joins. But here,
Okay.
this is what the joiner transformation, types of joiner transformation. How many types are there? We will use normal joiner condition. Based on the condition itself, it will be changed. The joiner transformation only. Normal in the sense inner join in our SQL server. Master outer is nothing but left outer. Detail outer, it means right outer. Okay, there will be a port and all. When we check, that will become the master table. The rest of the fields will that belongs to another table will become the detail port. Okay, full outer join both from what. Now we will do what we will do. Join a flat file with the relational table. The employee data comes from the SRC employee table and also to load the salaries into the target table. However, salaries are maintained in salaries.txt. Join these two sources and load it into the target table TGT EMP sal. This is the exercise. So one of your source is a flat file, salaries.txt. One of the sources is SRC employee table. I wanted to load it into where? TGT EMP underscore sal. So TGT EMP sal contains all the records. Let's see what does TGT EMP sal contains. Let's see the structure. What is the structure? To have the structure command, DESC. Employee ID, first name, last name, address, city, state, zip code, country, phone number, fax number, email, gender, age, and salary is also there. Okay, in TCTL.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
SRC employee do not contain salary. Okay, so for this one 86437, what is the salary? 86437, 4,000. That is going to be loaded into the target table and in a tabular format only. So instead of, extending this and then updating the data and all, because this is data warehouse, every time the job runs, the previous data gets archived and the new data gets loaded into the target table. Okay. Clear on this one, Andy?
Yeah.
Now, when we are loading right into the target table, what I will have to do? I will have to join this table with this data. Whoever is having the employee numbers. If you see, here it is. I deliberately kept it. Okay, let's see to fail the job. Here, all the employee IDs are having the same salaries. Okay, I mean, all employee IDs are having the salaries. There might be a chance one of the employee IDs do not exist in the tablet format also. That could be your left outer join. And one will not exist in the salary value will not exist, which is nothing but your null value. That needs to be in the right outer join. Okay.
Yeah, there is no employee.
Now how to do this? Let's see. Deliberately, I kept the employee ID values SRC employee, SRC employee, or SRC. No. I'm trying to create a mapping. So for that, you need to import what? The sources.
Okay.
Go to tools, source analyzer, or repository, create a mapping. What do you need to import? Import the flat file. Initially, we are going to import the salaries.txt. Let's see where this salaries.txt is there. Go to that path and import. Let's store somewhere. Okay. C drive, Arclrana. I just kept it. Now we go to sources, import from file, salaries.txt. I'm just going to import. Where exactly it is there? Now select all files. This one would come. .txt file. Now import. When you are importing, start it, import row 1 and then import field names from the first line. Now we'll see if there is no tab space or something over here. So just ensure that the tab is working properly in there.
Okay.
Whatever is the delimited you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think one tab is sufficient. What do I need to do? I will have to join this, do an inner join between the table SRC employee and this salaries.txt table. Okay. What is the data in
Okay.
the SRC employee table? It's a delimited file. Okay, we are giving it as a delimited file. What is that you are going to give? Okay. Now with the tab space, this is coming as a field 1, field 2, field 3.
Okay, yeah.
Salaries, investment. Employee ID salary I have imported using the flat file. Now what is another source I will have to import? Another is a database one, right?
Okay.
SRC employee and new ODBC for 524. You know how to use the database. Once we create that ODBC server and all gets created. Okay. What is that? SRC employee. Imported to. Now what is that? We need to import TGT underscore EMP sal. That database also we need to import. So go to target designer, clear all, go to targets. That is a database again. So I'm just importing it from the database, EMP sal. We are just importing TGT EMP one from the relational one, and we will apply the transformation. Now, what is that? The mapping that you need to create between? Go to tools, mapping designer. This was the plain mapping that we did. Now clear all. Mappings, create new mapping. What is this type of joiner we are using? I mean, we do call it as a heterogeneous because one source size, one is file and another is table. Hetero map 2024. Okay.
Okay.
So what is your source here? And a new ODBC. SRC employee is one of the sources. And what is the from the flat file? Salaries is one of the new file. Salaries and salaries new. Salaries new.
New. I think salaries new.
Okay. Now, what is the transformation that you need to create? What is the transformation that you need to create? Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. We have imported the two resources and what do we need to pull it? The other one, targets,
Target
PGT,
employee.
EBITDA.
Target
Okay. So I'll be starting it immediately. Now go to transformation, create transformation. What is the transformation we need to use? The joiner transformation. Okay, just give the name as joiner transformation, create. Done. Okay. So pull everything, all the fields over here.